You've been bleeding the third floor radiator for 5 minutes. Nothing but water, no air. It's ice cold. Downstairs, the first floor baseboards are scalding. The tridicator on the boiler reads 20 psi. Doing the quick math in your head, you know that 1 psi will raise water 2.3 feet. So 20 psi will raise water 46 feet. Your highest radiator is only 30 feet up. Pressure's fine. So why isn't the third floor heating? You're out of ideas. Welcome to Boiler Room Detective. I'm your host, Ray Wohlfarth. My boiler books covering hydronic and steam systems are available at Pronto Heating Supplies, TF Campbell, heatinghelp.com, and Amazon. Today, we'll crack the case of the cold third floor. Meet the two most common hydronic piping layouts that decide whether every room is cozy or if someone's sleeping in a hoodie. When I get stumped on a system and run out of ideas, I go back to the basics. On a hydronic system, there are two rules. The first rule is water is lazy. It always flows the path of least resistance. The second rule is the rule of 20. Most hydronic systems are designed around a 20-degree delta T or temperature difference. The temperature rise through a boiler is typically 20 degrees. Conversely, the temperature drop through a hydronic system is also 20 degrees. In this case, the culprit was an unbalanced direct return system. Someone opened a valve all the way on the first floor. I discovered this by taking the temperature difference between the supply and return pipes for the first and third floors. The delta T for the first floor was only 5 degrees. When the delta T is low, it usually means the flow is excessive. The delta T for the top floor was 40 degrees. A wider delta T means the flow is too low. To get heat to the top floor, I throttled the valve on the first floor, forcing more water to the upper floors. As I said earlier, water is lazy. It would much rather go through the first floor piping than travel upstairs to the top piping. In a hydronic heating system, there are two basic designs, direct and reverse return systems. In a direct return system, the first radiator fed is the first to return. Think of it like a ladder. The system is less expensive to install, but could be a service tech's nightmare. The flow to each zone or floor has to be balanced to ensure the proper delta T. When someone adjusts the flow to one area, it affects the entire system. The following are the pros and cons of direct return systems. Pros: lower cost, less pipe, fewer fittings, and faster to install. It's great for tight mechanical rooms. It's simple because it's ideal for single zone or small homes. The cons are one wide open valve can starve the upper floors, just like we had above. Uneven heating. Near zones hog the flow. Frequent callback. Why is the top floor freezing again? The reverse return system is more expensive to install, but is almost self-balancing because the first radiator fed is the last return. Even if a valve downstairs is wide open, the longer return path creates built-in resistance. Flow evens itself out naturally. No freezing third floors. It requires more piping than a direct return, but is more comfortable and less problems. The pros to it is naturally balanced. Flows opening or closing won't unbalance the system. It's got even comfort, perfect for picky tenants or large buildings. It's got low maintenance. There's fewer balance-related callbacks. The cons is it's more expensive to install because you have extra pipe and fittings. It needs more space because you need to bring an additional loop back to the boiler. And it requires planning. One wrong routing can ruin the layout. Remember the two rules of troubleshooting hydronic systems. Water is lazy, and the rule of 20 always works. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and share, and I will see you on the next case.